It might be a little unsettling for some Christians or non-Muslims to consider the fact that Muhammad is in the Bible, but how could the Bible be totally silent on the founder of the second largest religion on the planet?
Islam is a phenomenon that has no parallel in world history. From the barren sands of the most backward people on the planet, it quickly spawned a civilization that spanned from India to Spain and led the world intellectually for centuries. Considering that the Bible has foretold the rise and fall of so many different empires, how could it possibly fail to mention Islam? Well, it hasn't. One of the most important books of the Bible is the book of Isaiah, of the greatest warner prophets sent to the children of Israel, and at a time of their great spiritual backwardness, Isaiah warned that the covenant of God had been violated and was coming to an end. And with the end of God's special favor, they were also told of a great one to come who would replace the old covenant with a new law for the non-Jews. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles.
Many Christians may know this verse as they believe it pertains to Jesus, but if the rest of the passage is read, it becomes very clear that this in no way can be about the coming of Jesus. Several of the verses describe someone much different than Jesus.
The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. As the verse speaks of one who is mighty and a man of war, roaring like a lion, this does not match Jesus. Unlike the other prophets of God who did fight wars, Jesus did not. As Christians are quick to point out, Jesus always turned the other cheek. Further, it speaks of someone who will be successful against his enemies, but Jesus was never in a position of might, and certainly never prevailed against his enemies. While this doesn't fit Jesus, it does perfectly fit the life of the Holy Prophet Mohammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, who was commissioned by God to defend religious freedom and as a result had to engage in warfare. God gives many other clues in the same chapter as to the identity of this coming figure. For example, this figure is associated with shaming those who trust in graven images and magnifying the law and making it honorable. Muhammad is associated with both of these missions, while Jesus is not. Idol worship was not common among the Jews that Jesus preached to, and Christians, under the tutelage of Paul, deemed the law dead and even call it a curse, a far cry from making it honorable. This chapter also notes what land will be graced with this figure's appearance. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice, the villages that Kedar doth inhabit. Kedar is one of the 12 princely sons of Ishmael, which are the Arab tribes to the south of the Holy Land.
There are several more prophecies just in this 42nd chapter of Isaiah, but just consider these 4 very distinct features of this foretold figure.
A mighty man of war who will prevail against his enemies. A man who will fight against and abolish idolatry. A man who will magnify and make honorable divine law. A man from among the Arab Ishmaelites. To try and make this passage somehow fit with Jesus and deny the fact that this prophecy distinctly matches with the Holy Prophet Muhammad is intellectually dishonest and shows the level of ignorance and even delusion which most people have about their own book and their own religion. This is just one passage which clearly foretells the perfect master prophet Muhammad that was sent for humankind's final spiritual evolution and peace on earth. What else are you missing that's in the Bible?
And I have this understanding because I'm a Muslim who has accepted the Messiah.